Okay, and now here is one of the guests at the Barrow Hill Gala. This is on loan, I believe, from the National Railway Museum in York. It's been spending its life here. It's going to go back to York after the event.
No, it was stored at Bressington Steam Museum.
There as well, but it is going to York, I believe.
Yeah,
yes,
after this event.
To York. This is from Ivert, H.A. Ivert, the Atlantic C1 class. This is number 251. These were the East Coast Express services back in, well, you've got to think the early 1900s, because they were withdrawn in 1947.
These were before the A3s, A4s came along.
So these, yeah, I mean, this one here was often paired with Henry Oakley.
No, that's where he did the rail tour.
Oh, is that where he did the rail tour?
Yeah, he did a rail tour before he got withdrawn.
Ah, see, I don't know everything. Simon Trains with the information there. If I don't know it, Simon Trains knows it. But yeah, 20 years on the East Coast Main Line. It used to go up to King's Cross, Grantham, Doncaster, somewhere called New England. Now, I've always thought New England was in bloody New York, over that way.
No, New England is Peterborough Shed.
Oh, is it Peterborough Shed?
Peterborough, New England, I think.
Well, there you go. But yes, as soon as it's done here, it's off back to York with a couple of locos that are here from York. Lovely. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now here's the loco. I am absolutely sick to the back teeth of seeing this. Is about the 5th millionth time I've seen it this year, and we're only in bloody April, crying out loud. This is the LNR/GNR N2 tank, number 1744. Now this one used to work the suburban lines out of London to King's Cross. And the station that Simon knows oh so well, Moorgate Station! I'm sure Simon will be pleased to know that this used to come out of Moorgate. It'll give Simon a reason to hate it as well. Sometimes some of its class members also hung around Glasgow and Edinburgh, which was a nice bit of information. 102 of these were built. It's also known as 69523, owned by the Gresley Society. It's based at the Great Central normally, and this loco, believe it or not, appears in the Railway Children. Now there's a fact for you. But originally, well, it is really an 11F, but this is number 506, Butler Henderson, completed in December of 1919. It's named after the director of the railway that would be the Great Central Railway. So that is something. They're known as improved directors, although to me they look a bit like a slap dinner. They're the predecessors to the D10 class. This particular one, 506, was started out as 5506 in 23. Then 2660, and then it went under BR as 62660 before it got withdrawn. Now it's back home at the Great Central. It's in the traditional GCR green, but also went into BR black. Usually see it around York, but also this is on loan here. So once this event's finished, one will assume it goes back to the Great Central Railway to be at its home. Right, now here we have another LNER locomotive, and this is a J17 class. It's number 8217. Thanks for walking in front of the video, by the way. I hate twats that do that.
Idiots.
I know. But 8217, it was the first batch of 60. They were constructed until 1911, and then between 1921 and 1932 the class was rebuilt. You see it's got round top boilers. Well, it had round top boilers replaced by the bell pair type.
Yeah, bell pair firebox.
Bell pair firebox, where this used to be number 65567, now been returned to its 8217 number. It's part of the National Collection as well, but this is where its home is, here at Barrow Hill.
Featuring Gorpers.
Yes. Nigel Gresley, my mate Nigel, he said, find me a loco that can do the Highlands. Well, send the A3s. No, don't send the A3s. A4s, no, don't send the A4s. So we had to build a specific loco to do its job. And this is one of them. It is called the K4. This is number 61994, the Great Marquess, which used to run around as 3440, the Great Marquess.
You say 3400?
3440, the Great Marquess.
3442.
Nope, I think you will find, when I find the notes from today's programme, that it was 3442. Why did I say 3440?
Think of the City of Truro.
It looks nothing like the City of Truro, obviously. But this used to have its home on the Severn Valley Railway. It's now
Brought straight from BR into preservation.
There you go, straight from BR into preservation. Its owner is John Cameron. Now that name might not be familiar to you, but if I said the name Union of South Africa, this is owned by the same guy who owns the Union of South Africa. It works the Jacobite special, it's part of the Scotland pool, which works the Jacobites up in Scotland from Fort William to Mallaig. That is right, Fort William to Mallaig. Yep. Usually tags up with a black 5, 45231. He hangs around up there, Sherwood Forester. Also a K1, Lord of the Isle 62005. But it's down here today as one of the replacements for the unfortunate Flying Scotsman.
Hey Cargo D! Cargo D, I found your coaches. Do you want to come and collect them? They're at the Barrow Hill Gala. Come and collect your coaches, Cargo D. I'm sorry, there's something about when a Gronk, a Class 09 Gronk, is called Dick Hardy. That's just an LOL. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, here they are in all their glory. These are the Fab Four. And let's start with oldest first, I think. Now the oldest of these locos is BR Class V2 4771, now known as did go number 60800, built in 1936. It was one of the earlier locos for withdrawal, as the Joan goes past the J72. This should have been withdrawn in August 62, but it then got preserved, and it's been preserved at such places as Hellifield, Wigston, Preston Park in Brighton, but then it went over to the National Rail Museum. It did mainline specials in 78 all through to 2008 before it was withdrawn again, and is now unfortunately a static exhibit. Hopefully she's looking for another overhaul, and they're going to try and get her back in business. Now the next oldest on that list is this A4 4468 Mallard. This is the replacement for the Flying Scotsman. Shouldn't have been here originally, but they said get us Mallard down here. Number 4468. Is the record breaker. In fact, it did 126 miles an hour up that famous Stoke Bank on the way to Grantham. It was one of the locos involved in something called the locomotive exchanges. It swapped the east coast for Waterloo to Exeter, Paddington to Penzance, etc, etc. Basically it was to gather information for British Railways, our good friends British Railways. Withdrawn from service in 63, but did keep its Garter blue interior, stayed down and displayed at the Clapham Transport Museum, but then went into steam tours, did tour in 88 to mark the 50th anniversary, its 50th anniversary, and has remained static ever since. The next oldest along the line is that one, the A2 60532 Blue Peter. This was built in 48, green arrows 36, that was 38, here was 48. Only the only survivor of 15 A2s built, which is a shock. It was drawn in 66 after a rail tour over to Waverley. It was then bought by Jeff Gurry after he tried to buy an A1, that failed. No surprise in there. It's restored by the North Eastern Loco Preservation Group, which Drury has custodianship over. Went into overhaul, then came back in 1991, did a number of rail tours before it suffered severe damage. It went to an uncontrollable wheel slip, damaged the motion, the cylinders. Took 18 months. It was back on the main line in November '86. That's to 2001, before it became a resident over here at Barrow Hill in 2007, and unfortunately it's remained static, but they're hoping to raise £500,000 so they can get that back into rail tour traffic. I'd love to see an A2 in traffic. Can you imagine an A1 and an A2 together? That'd be awesome. And I suppose you could say here is the baby of the group. Because whereas these lot were all built over here before 1950, here's one that was built finished built in 2009. Well, obviously we know who it is. 60163 Tornado, the A3 Peppercorn. No, the A1 Peppercorn. I should do apologise. Plans for this loco were found behind a skip in York several £1,000,000 later, and look what is standing there. Amazing. Project was started over in 1990 by the A1 Preservation Group. Took them 19 years to build. Well, it was completed in 2008. Went under trials at the Great Central in Loughborough. And then it did its first rail tour basically 12 days after the things were concluded. Started out in apple green, but the last couple of years it's been in Brunswick green, the traditional LNER colours. And as far as crowds go, it is one of the most popular. Top speed of 90 though, which is a bit of a shock. You know, they do 90. You would have thought to do faster than that. Mind you know, isn't the main line limit 75?
Yeah.
So this can actually do 90.
Well, it's amazing what you can do with a pint of beer.
It is amazing what you can do with a pint of beer, isn't it?
So it started was a get together at the pub, talk about what locals were missing over a pint of beer, and next minute
I explained that because they found the plans in a skip.
Yeah.
A couple of £1,000,000 late and 19 years later, and look what's here.